The Central Intelligence Agency recently concluded that COVID-19 likely originated from a laboratory leak in China. This assessment, made public in early 2025, reignited the debate surrounding the pandemic's origins. However, the CIA emphasized low confidence in their findings, highlighting the lack of conclusive evidence. The intelligence community remains divided, acknowledging both the lab leak and natural origin scenarios as possibilities. This conclusion, reached before the inauguration of President Trump, was ordered during the final weeks of the Biden administration. The assessment primarily relied on existing intelligence, not new discoveries. Despite the lack of definitive proof, the CIA's findings have significant implications, potentially impacting US-China relations and public trust in scientific institutions. The CIA's report has reignited the debate surrounding the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic, bringing the lab leak theory back into the spotlight. While the investigation provides some insights, the lack of definitive evidence leaves many questions unanswered, fueling further speculation and uncertainty. The CIA's assessment reflects a shift in the agency's stance, driven in part by key figures like John Ratcliffe, the newly appointed CIA director. A staunch advocate for the lab leak theory, Ratcliffe criticized the CIA's previous neutral position and approved the declassification of the recent assessment. His predecessor, William Burns, had encouraged analysts to take a more definitive stance on the virus's origins, contributing to the agency's current position. The CIA's findings are not isolated. In 2023, the FBI concluded that a lab incident was the most likely origin of the pandemic. Similarly, the Energy Department also suggested a lab leak as a probable cause. These converging opinions, however, are met with strong opposition, particularly from China. These conflicting opinions within the intelligence community and differing interpretations of the available evidence demonstrate the complexity of determining the pandemic's origin. The lack of a unified stance fuels public uncertainty and complicates efforts to address the issue definitively. China vehemently denies any involvement in a lab leak, dismissing the theory as politically motivated. They maintain that the virus emerged naturally, potentially through animal-to-human transmission. The Wuhan Institute of Virology, located in the city where the first cases were reported, has been at the center of scrutiny. The institute's research on bat coronaviruses, including collaborations with international scientists, has fueled suspicion. However, concrete evidence linking the institute to a potential lab leak remains elusive. China has repeatedly denied allegations, emphasizing the institute's adherence to safety protocols and transparency with the World Health Organization. Despite China's denials and lack of conclusive evidence, the possibility of a lab leak continues to fuel speculation and international tensions. The absence of a transparent and independent investigation further complicates the situation, hindering efforts to uncover the truth. The CIA's assessment further strains the already tense relationship between the United States and China. Accusations of a lab leak have sparked diplomatic clashes and fueled mistrust between the two global powers. The ongoing debate also impacts public trust in scientific institutions. The lack of a definitive answer regarding the pandemic's origins, coupled with conflicting narratives from various authorities, contributes to skepticism and misinformation. This erosion of trust could have long-term consequences, potentially impacting public health policies and future pandemic preparedness. The COVID-19 pandemic has not only caused a global health crisis, but has also exposed vulnerabilities in international cooperation and scientific transparency. Addressing these vulnerabilities is crucial to prevent similar situations in the future and rebuild trust in scientific institutions.